Let's learn Torah with Rashi. It's Parshat Naso this week. And within this Torah portion, the very famous priestly blessing appears. That blessing which the Kohanim use in synagogues where Duchening happens. And moreover, parents use to bless their children each and every Friday night. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. This beautiful blessing comes to bless our children and note that we hope God will keep them and watch over them, that God's light will radiate upon them, and that God will grant them peace. The first line is a wonderful, short, three-word phrase, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you, guard over you. So that's the Rashi we're going to look at on Numbers chapter 6, verse 24. Rashi will use a parable to teach an important lesson about the gifts we give and how we have to then watch over the people to whom we give them sometimes in order for those gifts to be realized. It may be that we're talking about the gift of a spiritual legacy versus material gifts. But we're going to use a parable that deals with material gifts and think about the blessings in life that way before we get back to the spiritual inheritance that we're blessing our children with. So Rashi says it like this: Shelo yabo alecha shodedim litol mamoncha. We bless you that no thieves shall attack you and steal your money. Shehanotein matana la'avdo eino yachol l'shomro mikol adam. When it comes to human gift givers, they could give a gift of money to a servant or a child. But the problem is that on a human level, you could bless somebody with such a gift, but not necessarily be in the position to constantly guard it. Alternatively, God has the ability to give a gift and to be a guardian or a keeper of that soul who received the gift. Aval HaKadosh Baruch Hu hanotein hu hashomer. When it comes to God, God can grant a gift and also be one who watches over he or she who has received a gift. So parents sometimes actually can move into this image of God. Maybe they bequeathed an inheritance, or maybe grandparents bequeathed an inheritance to grandchildren, and they say, and I'm going to watch over this, and at a certain time you can put it into use. You know, an age stipulation when it comes to an actual inheritance. Other times, grandparents can depend on the fact that perhaps they've given enough bracha that then Yivarechecha, may you be blessed. In other words, I'm blessing you. Adonai, God, please be a presence in my child's or grandchild's life. V'yishmerecha, and may God be the one who guards you. May you know godliness and know the ways of God in order to manage and engage and use the blessings that you've received. That could be part of the language going on here with the blessing. About spiritual legacies now, getting back to the idea that the blessing, Yivarechecha, is the spiritual legacy we pass along to our children, that grandparents pass along to their grandchildren, that parents pass along to their children. Concerning that spiritual legacy, we pray, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. We pray that not only have they received the blessing, but that it is guarded and kept and held tightly by the children who receive it. And how great a challenge is it that after someone receives such blessing in their lives, that they're able to really lishmor alav, that they're able to really guard and hold and keep it in a way that continues to prosper into the future, that continues to allow them the recognition and the realization of the blessings they've received. That is the hope of the very first line in only 3 words of this Kohanic blessing, that our generations should feel blessed, knowing they've received Torah. It's just right after Shavuot, of course. Knowing they receive the wisdom of our tradition, knowing that they receive the great love of their parents and grandparents. And we pray, with God's help, that they feel that ever-flowing love in their lives, that they understand the power of Jewish tradition, and that they find their own place in Torah, that they receive their own portion, and they bring Jewish values to life. Shabbat Shalom.